Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video you're going to learn how to make this beautiful corporate dress with a built-up asymmetric neckline and a sleeve, like a cuff sleeve. The cuff is slitted. So for this particular dress I used 2.5 yard of crepe fabric. This is London crepe, 2.5 yard, though I didn't finish the 2.5. Now this is our fabric and we are going to be doing freehand cutting. I don't want to do pattern drafting for this, and I believe that we all can understand. So first of all, I will start off by cutting the skirt. The skirt is a 3/4 skirt. So I will take out my half length. First of all, my half length is 16 inches. I'll place 16 inches at the edge of that fabric, and I'll mark 27 for my shoulder to hip. I'll mark 37 for my shoulder to knee, and I want to use 45 and extra 2 inches for the full length. Now after marking this, I'll go ahead and connect. After connecting the line, my hip is 40 inches, my waist is 27 inches, and at my knee I'll take out 8 inches from my normal hip measurements and then divide it by 4. After doing this, I'll connect the lines and I'll cut out. Then after cutting out this front, I will use it to cut out the back panel.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
After cutting out the back, please remember to add your zipper allowance, then slit your zipper. You open your zipper allowance. For my zipper allowance, I added 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance straight down. Now we are done with the skirt parts. We will cut out our sleeve first of all. This sleeve is very long. I was trying to manage my fabric, but if you want to get this sleeve, it should be very close to your fingernails if you want to get it perfectly. Now I have folded, and the full length of this sleeve I want to make it 28 inches. So let me measure this piece that I have 28 there already, including my allowance. Everything is 28, but if you want it to be longer than this, you can even make it 30. Then from that 28, I want the joining, like the slits, I want the slit to start at 20 inches. I want it to start at 20 inches. You can even bring it down to 21. It depends on how you want it, but I want my own slit to start at 20 inches. I'll connect my normal armhole. I'll take my round sleeve measurements plus 1 inch. Then after marking all your sleeve measurements, you will have to, this place that I told you guys that my slit will start from, that is where I will cut through from. Like I will slash it from that place, and remember to give it a little A line shape after that line, after the slit line from 20 inches. You can see that I gave it a little A line shape. Then I'll go ahead and cut out from there. The other part of the sleeve will be a normal fitted sleeve, while the A-line part started from 20 inches. I'll go ahead and cut that out. After cutting that out, I'll cut out another sleeve because I just have one sleeve here. Then for that A-line part, the A-line part of the sleeve, you cut out 4 pieces, because you turn the fabric with another fabric, like the lining of that A-line part will also be your main fabric. So after cutting out this main sleeve, I'll go ahead and cut out extra 3 pieces for that A-line part.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Now I am done cutting, and let me open up the A line. You can see I have number 1 piece. This one will be the lining, that is 2. I have the number 2, and this one will also be the lining. If you want, you can go ahead and add interface to this. Now we are done with the sleeve area. We are going to start with our front. Like the top, the bustier part of this particular dress is what makes it difficult. It looks simple, but it is somehow difficult because of that built up neckline. Not only built up, it is an asymmetric built up neckline. Now after folding your fabric, you will come down by 2.5 and mark a straight line. So your shoulder is starting from this line. Come down by 2.5 and mark a straight line. This straight line that I'm marking right now is where my measurement will start from. Leave 2.5 above your shoulder first of all before you start taking your measurements. Now at this line, on this line, I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder measurements. My shoulder is 16 divided by 2, that is 15 divided by 2, that is 7.5 plus half an inch. But I'll advise you to make your shoulder wider. Then I'll mark my chest line 8, my bust point is 10, my under bust is not needed. Just mark chest line, bust point, and half length. Then after your half length, that is 16, I will add extra 1 inch for seam allowance. Then I'll go ahead and rule these lines. After ruling the lines, you will start taking our measurements, and we're using princess darts for this. Then at my bust point, I marked 4.5. At my half length, I marked 4 inches. If you mark at least 4 on your bust point, you're marking 3.5. Just take out half an inch from whatever you marked at your bust point and mark it on your half length. Then I'll go ahead and connect from the 4 on my half length to the 4.5 of my bust point. Then I'll also find the midpoint of my armhole. My armhole is 8 inches, my chest line is 8 inches, the midpoint is 4. So from my bust point, I will connect to that midpoint of my armhole. This is a princess dart bustier. We're using princess dart, a basic princess dart for this top, for this bustier. Now after doing that, I will curve it very well. Then at my half length, I will take out 1 inch. I will take out 1 inch. I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch. Then from that 1 inch, I will connect back to my bust point. Then from the bust point, I will connect to my armhole. But before you connect to your armhole, from that midpoint at your armhole, you will come down by 1 inch so that you will not have any bulge around your armpit. Come down by 1 inch and then connect it from your bust point to that 1 inch. Then from that 1 inch, you will mark your armhole curve. You can see that it is also longer. I extended it by extra 1 inch before curving my armhole. So this is the princess dart bustier we are going to be using. Before I go ahead, I'll take my body measurements first of all. You can see I've not done anything to my neckline. I'll take my bust divided by 4 plus 1 inch or 2 inches seam allowance. I will advise you to add 2 because you're going to join this bustier. So divide your bust by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance. At your half length, you divide your waist by 4 plus 1 inch for that allowance and another 2 inches for seam allowance. Then you will connect. After connecting, you will cut out your princess dart first of all before we move over to our neckline.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
We are done cutting. I will start with my neckline. After cutting this, cut out the dart at your armhole area. It is very important. Then now it is time to mark our neckline. This is what we have at the end of the day. So now that built up neckline, it depends on how high you want your built up neckline to be. This one is 2.5, though later I reduced it to like 1.5. Now you can see that I left 2.5 before I marked my shoulder line. So what you're going to do is that that 2.5 that you left before your shoulder line, you are going to mark your neck width there. So my neck width is 3 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 3 inches. First of all, not your center, it is very important. Then you mark 3 inches for your neck width. If you want it to be very small, you can use 2.5. I'll go ahead and mark 3 inches for my neck width. Then from that 3 inches, I will curve it down to my normal shoulder line. You can see my shoulder line there. After marking that 2.5 or 3 inches, you will curve it down to your normal shoulder line. Then from your normal shoulder line, you will come down by 1 inch for shoulder slant, because you still need shoulder slants for this dress. You can see the way I curved it into the shoulder line. Then from the shoulder line, I came down by 1 inch and connected for my shoulder slant. This is the first step that you are going to take when you are doing a freehand built-up neckline. Now, after cutting this out, I'll go ahead and open it, and this is the reason why I notched my center, because I will be marking an asymmetric V neckline. The V is not at the center, it is an asymmetric neckline, so you need to know your center line. Then this V shape, I want it to slant towards the left hand side. Then remember, you are taking your shoulder measurement from your normal shoulder, not this place that you can see I shifted my tape down to my normal shoulder, and then I came down by 5 or 6. So later I noticed that this neckline is very small. I had to bring it down more. I'll mark a straight line first of all, and then connect the other V, because it is an asymmetric V neckline. Mark your straight line first of all, and then connect the other V into that straight line. So now you can see what I am cutting, and you will come down by like half an inch from the built up before you cut your neckline. I came down by like half an inch before I cut this neckline. So this is what I have. The shoulder will go higher. When it gets to the neckline, it will be higher than your normal shoulder line. That is the essence of built up. So now this is our front piece. After cutting this front piece, I'll cut out my back piece, and we are still going to use the same method. We will leave 2.5 from our top before marking shoulder line. The only difference between the front and the back now is that you add zipper allowance. Add 2.5 inch zipper, 2 inches zipper allowance, so that you will be safe. In case your neckline is very tight, you can adjust it from that zipper allowance. So make sure your zipper allowance is up to 2 inches or 1.5, so that you can have extra fabric. So from the top, I'll come down by 2.5, and I'll mark my normal shoulder line. You will leave 2.5 above your shoulder line. Then from there, from the 2.5, you mark your normal shoulder line. After marking a straight line, you also mark 2 inches for your zipper allowance. From the middle, you mark 2 inches for your zipper allowance. So from these lines now, you can start taking your princess dart measurements.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
Now I am done marking the back. You can see the princess that did not take out any dart at the armhole. The dart is just at the half length. Now mark your zipper allowance. Then from your zipper allowance line, you mark your neck width. Our neck width is still 3 inches, right? So just mark your neck width. From that neck width, you will curve into the armhole. You mark 3 inches for neck width, and you curve into the armhole, into the shoulder, sorry, the same way we curved into the shoulder when cutting the front. That is what you are going to do. Then mark 1 inch for shoulder slant, and then bring it down. You can see how my curve is. So for this back, the neckline will be high like this. It is 2.5, so if you want to bring it down to 1.5, you can still do it. It depends on how high you want your own neckline to be at the back. So this is what I'm cutting out. I marked 3 inches. This is what I'm cutting out. And if I open the back, this is how the back is supposed to look. The neckline of the back should be high. That's why they call it a built-up neckline. The next thing that we are going to do now is to cut out our facing. So the facing will be for turning the back neckline and the front neckline. And when cutting your facing, you will use the center piece only. The facing should stop at your armhole line at least. So this is the back facing. I'll cut out my back facing. After cutting it out, I'll also cut out my front facing. Then remember to add interface to your facing. It is very important.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Now I am done cutting out my facing, and I've added interface to all my facing. I'll go ahead and use my facing to turn the V parts of the neckline and just the straight top. We are not turning the shoulder slant, so remember, just the V part of the neckline. You can see the V part, that is just the neckline that I turned, just the V part. And you can see my facing and my princess that has almost the same shape. Though I feel this neckline is small, I had to go ahead and increase it. I increased it later. So now I'll go ahead and join my princess that pieces. This one is for the back. You will use the facing to turn just the straight top, the straight part of that neckline, the top. Then join your princess that. I have closed my back, the zipper allowance. I'll place my front skirt on it, and I'll take my body measurements. After taking your body measurements, you go ahead and shape. So for that princess that area, after joining all your princess that area, remember to open up and iron. Ironing is very important because your lines has to be seamless. You need to have seamless line. So now I'm taking my hip measurements, my knee measurements, and my waist measurements for the skirt. The skirt is just a straight cut. You don't really need to do too much. The job here is on the neckline. So after shaping the top, I will iron it and keep aside. After shaping the skirt, I will iron it and keep aside. Now I am done with my sleeve, the A-line part of the sleeve. I have turned it. I'll just go ahead and stitch it down so that two of them will be together. Just a little, use a little allowance to stitch the two of them down. Make sure that the round sleeve can enter you. Then this is my normal sleeve. I'll go ahead and take my normal sleeve measurements. I'll take my normal sleeve measurements, and if you're taking the sleeve measurements at the wrist area, make sure that the wrist area of this normal sleeve will suit the circumference of that A line. Make sure that two of them will merge here. Make sure that two of them will merge. After marking your wrist measurement, make sure that that A line part will fit to it after shaping. I hope I understand what I'm saying. Now over to the top. We are done turning the back. We are done joining the princess darts. We are done joining the princess darts. So these are the back pieces. I have my zipper allowance. I'll go ahead and close my zipper allowance first of all. After closing the zipper allowance, this is what I have. I have ironed my zipper allowance. This is the front. I have joined my princess darts. So it is time to join. You go ahead and use one facing to cover the rest of that shoulder. Don't just sew straight, just use one facing to cover the rest of the shoulder, then join. Do not do straight sewing so that it will not look dirty. I had to reduce my zipper allowance because of that thing I told you, that you may need the zipper allowance if you feel your neckline is small. Then you go ahead and take your body measurements, your bust, your waist, and you will shape. After shaping, I will iron and I will join it to my skirt part. Now this is what I have. I will retake my half length measurements to make sure that what I have there is okay. After retaking my half length measurements, you can reduce your back half length so that it will not fold at the back. Like you can reduce the back half length at the center back. You can reduce it by extra 1 inch so that your back will not fold. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It is very important. Then I will connect my armhole. Like I said, if you're making this type of dress, you can make your shoulder to be wider so that you'll be more comfortable, because this one was somehow disturbing me after making it. So your shoulder should be wider than your normal shoulder. After that, I will join the skirt part, and after joining the skirt part, I will fix my sleeve. I'll open up the zipper allowance area first of all. After opening it up, I'll open up the zipper allowance of the top also, and I will join the two of them. Right now, I am done joining the two of them at the half length, and I'll go ahead and introduce my sleeve. We are done with our sleeve. Our sleeve is very easy, just your normal sleeve, and then go ahead and fix the A-line part of the sleeve. This sleeve has to be long, very long. Then this is my sleeve, right? I'll go ahead and join the A-line. The slits should be on the seam line of that sleeve, should be on the joining part of that sleeve. Then after doing that, this is my gown. I'll fix my sleeve, and after fixing my sleeve, I'll fix my zipper. The zipper will reach your neckline. So if you're making this type of dress, you should use like 30 inches zipper so that it will reach your neckline. You can see the back of our dress. It is really looking nice. I have overlocked all the seam lines, and it is really looking so beautiful. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any question or any suggestion, you can drop a comment in the comment section and I will help you. We have online classes as well, so if you want to register, you can just drop a comment in the comment section and I will direct you on how you can register. So this is the dress on my body. A lot of you have been requesting to see the clothes I make on my body. I don't wear most of them. I don't wear many of them, but I love this one. I decided to wear this one. Thank you all, and see you in my next video. Do not forget to subscribe. Bye.